Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this June the 1st, 2023. I hope everybody had a great Thursday out there so far. Hope everybody continues to have a great Thursday evening. Also, stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay. In today's video, we'll talk about your forecast for Friday and Saturday. We're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the watches, warnings, and advisories. And also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center overview with a few other products. And also, we're going to take a look at newly formed Tropical Depression number 2, formed in the Gulf of Mexico. Okay. If you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and dive on into the forecast now. And let's get the show on the road here, folks. As you can see, we got shower and thunderstorm activity over here in portions of Maine, back through New Hampshire, portion of Boston, New York, also down toward Philadelphia, back through New York State. We got high pressure dominating around southern Canada, around Montreal, down in Toronto, Canada. Also high pressure dominates portion of Michigan and Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, back in the portion of western New York, west central PA, down into Virginia, North Carolina, portion of South Carolina, down in the portion of Georgia, northern Florida, also back over toward the Houston area, back toward Kentucky and Illinois, and Chicago vicinity as well. We got some shower activity along the Carolina coastal areas here, from portion of Outer Banks, North Carolina, down to just south of the Savannah area there, down towards southeast Georgia. Also over here in central and southern Florida, as that little slow pressure system, which is Tropical Depression number 2 currently, setting in the Gulf of Mexico. Alrighty, we got some scattered activity just west of the Atlanta metro area into the mountains of western North Carolina. Also some shower and thunderstorm activity over northern Alabama and the portion of Tennessee. Also, we have more shower and thunderstorm activity along the north United States border and the Canada border there as well, down in the portion of Michigan. Portions of Montana, into Idaho, back in the portion of Nevada, also back into New Mexico, down into Texas, all the way back to Arkansas, Missouri, and the portion of Illinois, and the Wisconsin, Minnesota, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and northern Texas. Whew, that's a mouthful to say. In the red slashed area there, we got some heavy rain, flash flooding possible over portions of Texas and the portion of Oklahoma and Kansas. In the yellow slashed area down here in Texas, and portion of New Mexico and in Oklahoma, there's some severe weather possible in that region. Also more flash flooding and heavy rain possible over portion of Wyoming and the portion of Montana there as well. Also got some mixed precipitation in portion of Wyoming, also in the portion of Utah, and also over here just west of Denver, Colorado as well. We got high pressure dominating around the Vancouver area of Canada, back down to Seattle, Washington. Excuse me. Also down into Oregon, portion of Nevada, down into California, southern Arizona. Also into southern New Mexico, down into the state as well. All right, let's take a look at your Saturday forecast. Video portion of Maine, all the way back in the portion of Pennsylvania. Also around the Boston, New York, and Philadelphia area, Washington, D.C. Shower and thunderstorm activity in the Washington, like I said, in portion of Virginia, down into the Carolinas, down into Florida as well. We got shower and thunderstorm activity also in portion of Wisconsin, northern Illinois, through Minnesota, back into North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, back in the portion of Nevada, Utah, and also into New Mexico, down into Texas as well, around the Houston and Dallas area. Also in the portion of Mississippi and Louisiana, and Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, and Minnesota. We got high pressure dominating around Montreal and Toronto, Canada area, southern Canada there too, into Michigan, to Chicago, back to portion of Illinois, Missouri, down in the portion of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, northern Florida, well, the panhandle of Florida that is, western South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, and also back up to western New York and Indiana there as well. We got high pressure dominating Vancouver area through Seattle, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, ports of California, back into southern Arizona, New Mexico, and down into Mexico as well. Got some shower and thunderstorm activity over portions of Arizona, and also over here in the mountain region of California. We have mixed precipitation over here just west of Denver in the Colorado area. Also in the portion of Utah, and also into portion of northwest Wyoming Wyoming, and Montana. Alright, let's move on to the weather radar now across the nation. As you can see, we got scattered activity over southern Canada as well. Back over into Maine, we got scattered activity off the mid-Atlantic region, also off the southeast coast. There's that little system down here in the Gulf of Mexico producing some shower and thunderstorm over central and southern Florida, also down around the Cuba area and also over toward the Bahamas. Puerto Rico is getting in on some scattered activity on the island there. We got a lot of scattered activity from a portion of Tennessee back to Illinois, to Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, down into portions of Missouri and also Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, Nebraska, North and South Dakota, Oregon, back over Nevada, Utah, also Colorado. There's a little bit of snowfall in the southwestern Colorado, also in the northern Arizona, and also north central portions of New Mexico as well. Guam radar currently unavailable. We still have scattered activity over portions of Alaska, central and southwest portions of that region. Alright, let's move on to the weather radar. Watches, warnings, and advisories across the nation. You can see we got still got some air quality alerts across the nation as well. From a portion of Connecticut down into Maryland, down in the portion of Washington, D.C. area, even down into Virginia. Also New York State, also in the northern portion of Ohio as well, also central Ohio and southwestern Ohio, all the way back in the portions of Indiana, all of Illinois, eastern portions of Missouri, also in the east central portion of Wisconsin as well, southern Michigan and western Michigan as well. We got a coastal flood advisory from around Georgetown, South Carolina, all the way down to Charleston, South Carolina. Also, we have flood watches, a special marine warning down here around Florida. We have a tropical storm warning in that red area here. Gale warning along the coastal area there. Got another special marine warning around the Tallahassee, Florida area. Also, we got some storm watch has been posted for central and western Texas and also eastern portions of New Mexico. There's that flash flood watch in effect for northern Texas, the Panhandle area there, and also into western Oklahoma and eastern portions of New Mexico. Got a severe thunderstorm warning there as well. Air quality alerts over southwestern portions of Arizona, also over southern California. Special weather statements for a few severe thunderstorm warnings over Kansas and also northern portions of Colorado. We still had flood warnings in effect for area rivers for North and South Dakota. I'm also down in the portions of Kansas, also over here in the portions of Colorado, New Mexico, Nevada, Utah, and also in the portions of Idaho, that is, excuse me. Also, we got a few severe thunderstorm warnings and special weather statements over portions of Montana. Also, we have more flash flood watches in effect for western portions of Nebraska and also over into eastern and central portions of Wyoming. Also, eastern and central portions of Montana as well. Also, we got a couple flash flood watches also in effect for portions of Idaho. All right, Alaska looks good. We got a few flood advisories for portions of that area there as well. The Hawaiian Chain Island looks good. And now let's finally move on to the Storm Prediction Center overview now. As you can see, we got all that activity going on in southern Canada, all that scattered activity over the west, also in the Plains states down here in Florida, also across portions of the southeastern United States as well. There's that marginal risk and a slight risk over Texas and the portion of Oklahoma and the portion of New Mexico. Also a marginal risk up here in portions of western Nebraska. Eastern Wyoming, back in the portion of New Hampshire, Vermont, northern portion of New York State. Also down here around the Florida Keys, that is. Can't talk this afternoon, sorry folks. All the way over to Louisiana, all the way up to Minnesota, back over to portion of Montana, Idaho, back over to portions of southern Oregon, the mountain region of California, Nevada there as well, and Utah, and back in the portions of Texas and New Mexico. The watches currently in effect is for southeastern portions of New Mexico and also west central Texas. The MDS discussion here, concerning a severe thunderstorm watch may have to be issued there as well. Storm reports, currently as of this current recording, we do not have no tornado reports, so that's a 0. Wind reports, we have 8. High wind reports is 0. Hail reports, large, 12. Hail report 12, 0 large. So that brought the total reports to 20. So generally we got over North Texas, 2 there, 1 in Oklahoma, Dakota. South Dakota, 1 just right along the North Dakota, Minnesota border. Also 1 over here in Indiana as well. The hail reports look like they might have been 1 over here in portions of Texas. Also, there's a couple here in New Mexico, 1 here in portions Colorado, and also into portions of Montana. And let's take a look at the fire weather issuance. We have a elevated risk and spread rapidly, uncontained. So just be prepared, and for a possible wildfire, could take off real quickly and do a lot of damage. All right, and now let's finally take a look at the National Hurricane. Now we're going to be looking at Tropical Depression number 2 down in the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, there's Tropical Depression number 2, located just south of Alabama in the panhandle of Florida. Let's take a look at the information here. Okay, this is advisory number 1. This was at 4 p.m. this afternoon, Central Daylight Time. The new update will come in at 8 p.m. Okay, here we go. Tropical depression forms in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. Expect to remain offshore and be short-lived. Alright, here it is at 4 p.m. The information. It was located at 28.0 north, 86.6 west. About 305 miles west-northwest of Fort Myers, Florida, or about 325 miles Torges area. Maximum sustained winds 35 miles per hour. Present movement was west-northwest at 2 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure is 1,007 millibars, or 29.74 inches. Alright. At 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the Central Tropical Depression was located near latitude 28.0 north, longitude 86.6 west. The depression is moving toward the west-northwest near 2 miles per hour. A motion to the south is expected to begin on Friday, with gradually increasing forward sustained winds are 35 miles per hour with higher gusts. Some modest intensification is forecast, and the depression could become a tropical storm tonight or tomorrow. However, the system should begin to weaken by Friday night and degenerate into a remnant low by Saturday. The estimated minimum central pressure is 1,007 millibars, or 29.74 inches. A NOAA buoy 42039 recently reported sustained winds of 36 miles per hour with a gust of 40 miles per hour. Hazards affecting land, rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches, with localized higher amounts up to 6 inches are possible through Saturday across portions of central and southern Florida peninsula. This rainfall is not directly related to Tropical Depression 2. The rainfall could lead to isolated flash flooding. Urban and small stream flooding impacts. The next complete advisory will be at 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So I thought it was going to be 8, but I see it's going to be 10 p.m. when they update it again. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and we'll catch you back in the next one.